Hi everyone, I'm Natalie, and today I will be teaching you everything you've ever wanted to know about Ivan Pavlov. The first question you might be asking is, who is Ivan Pavlov? Well, Pavlov was a Russian scientist who won the Nobel Prize in 1904 for physiology and medicine. Before Pavlov's theory became so well known, he was originally interested in digestion and the action of the salivatory gland. During this time, he accidentally invented his theory for classical conditioning while using dogs in his experiment. Before we really start this presentation, I'm going to have to make sure that you all relax. I bet you weren't expecting that, but I'm still going to need you to relax. It's a little hard to relax with the unsettling clapping, but after a few times of me saying relaxed, followed by, you will be expecting it. Therefore, the word relax will have a negative connotation. Your unsettling response to the clapping is what Pavlov called classical conditioning. By now you're probably wondering, what is classical conditioning? Ivan Pavlov defines classical conditioning as a naturally occurring stimulus that is paired with a response. Then, a previously neutral stimulus is paired with a naturally occurring stimulus. Eventually, the previously neutral stimulus comes to evoke the response without the presence of the naturally occurring stimulus. The two elements are then known as the conditioned stimulus and the conditioned response. Easy, right? To make more sense of this very wordy definition, let's watch a video clip that will show us exactly how Ivan Pavlov used classical conditioning to condition his dogs.
Pavlov had discovered a fundamental type of learning called classical conditioning. An original stimulus elicits an automatic unlearned response. Both stimulus and response happen naturally. They are unconditioned. Then a second, neutral stimulus that never elicits the unconditioned response by itself is introduced just before the presentation of the original stimulus. If the neutral or signaling stimulus is presented alone, and a response occurs as if the original stimulus were still there, we say that conditioning has taken place. The arbitrary neutral stimulus becomes a conditioned stimulus.
Now that we have a better understanding of classical conditioning, we will take a look at the simple picture, which will reinforce the concept for you. Take note on the first and last pictures especially. You'll see how the first picture shows how the food elicits salivating from the dog. The in-between photos show the actual conditioning taking place by introducing the bell. And the diagram ends with the dog salivating to the tone of the bell. So what happens after conditioning? Are you conditioned to the stimuli forever? Just like conditioning, unconditioning can also happen. When the subject learns that the conditioned stimulus no longer elicits the desired event, the learned condition deteriorates over time. This concept is called extinction. Long after Pavlov's death, his legacy of classical conditioning is still ever present in the psychology realm. Pavlov's discovery that events that had no previous relation to a given stimulus, such as the bell tone, could, through time, trigger a response, such as salivation. Pavlov's classical conditioning is still used today by psychologists who try to treat phobias. Although Pavlov passed in 1936, his name and his theories still live on, and there are many psychologists still working to improve his theory. I hope you now are all experts on the life and theories of Ivan Pavlov. Thanks for listening.